Joe Robina here with your Kendo Kai USA tip of the week. Now, if you're a follower of the Kendo Kai method, you've undoubtedly heard of the power shots. You're probably familiar with them. I love the power shots because they're so practical. They're easy to learn. It doesn't require a lot of coordination. Takes into consideration the fact that in a high-stress situation, there's adrenaline going on there, so it interferes with motor skills, and this just plays right into it. And what I want to focus on today is on power. How are you generating the power portion of those power shots? Power comes from the hips. And when beginners first start training with power shots, one of the first things you see is they're trying to generate their power from the limb, right? So a lot of the elbow in there, going like this, maybe even the wrist. So you get a lot of this movement. And there's no turn at the waist. So one of the drills I would give you is to essentially, when we do power shots, we talk about going coast to coast. And that simply means when you're swinging that cane at an angle, right, you want to get some hip into that. You hear that cane whisking through the air, right? So when you do this, you want to practice. You can even take that other hand and just throw this down and get your whole body into it. So the cane is an extension of you, of that arm. It's like having a really long arm in there. Okay, the power is going to come from this kind of movement here, right? So if I'm moving, I'm doing this here. And that makes a huge difference, because if I have somebody attacking me, right, with this, with another tool, and I'm just working from here, and he's coming here, I'm not going to generate the same amount of power than I am if I'm going to come, just step back for 1 second. That if I do this, so when I strike, and I don't have to wind up a lot, but I do want to get this going in there, right? And he comes in, this moving in here, right? But I'm getting my full body, so you're really striking power shots are about striking with the full body, okay, and not just this. The other advantage of that is that when you're just doing, your power shot, kata, your form, or you're just practicing power shots and you're doing this, it's a lot of wear and tear on the elbow if you're just trying to generate from here. Okay, get your whole body into that. It also applies into the translation of that, so that if I'm doing my power shot with the empty hand and I'm doing these kinds of movements, it's the same thing. I don't want to just be doing this, right, and moving from here. If he comes in here and he throws the strike, see how that opens him up? Right, so my number one opens him up so that I come right back in here with a forearm. And that's different than doing, this. I don't get the same effect when I do this and I put some power into it. Now I can come right back here and have a better chance of doing some damage and getting him away from me. Okay, so that's your Kendo Kai USA tip of the week in terms of power shots. Get some hip into that. That's where power comes from. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.